So, good evening, good evening. Welcome back to another upload. This time something slightly different because a lot of people have asked me to comment on this. I'll get into this in a minute. Swiss Ramble has posted a load of facts, figures, how that account does. And that account's very good at giving a breakdown of the financial state of every football club, not just Arsenal. But obviously we're going to speak about Arsenal, seeing as we can't spend any money. Before I get into that, I want to divert your attention to Flick, the application in the description to win a signed framed Bergkamp shirt. One lucky winner will get that at the end of the Liverpool versus Arsenal game. That winner will be announced, and then I'll get the address details, and that will be shipped off to you from the powers that be. To enter that competition, download the Flick application. Make sure that you scroll down the timeline on Flick to the Bergkamp giveaway. You'll see a little emote in the right-hand corner. Click on it, put 2 emotes in the chat, and you're qualified for the competition. Good luck to everybody. Well done to everybody who's entered as well. Fingers crossed. It could be you. Who knows? But we are going to speak about this Swiss Ramble thread that he's, or she, it may be a she, has posted out on Twitter, detailing the ins and outs following the government announcement of plans that fans won't be allowed to attend football matches anymore. Now, it quite clearly shows that Man United and Arsenal are top. Let me go full screen on this so you can see it properly. Let me just close this door as well, because there you go. The guy decides to come and cut the grass when I do a video. Cheers for that, mate. Right, we're sorted. All right, let me zoom in on this so you can see it properly. All right, this is a percentage. Sorry, this is the total matchday revenue, per Premier League team. So every single matchday revenue over the course of a season has been added up, and Arsenal are currently sat second behind Manchester United. Now, Manchester United's matchday revenue is £111 million. Arsenal are second with 96 million. As you can see, Liverpool are third with 84 million, and Tottenham are fourth with 82. Then it's a big drop to Chelsea, and then obviously the further down the table you go, you can see it gets even less. Obviously, Newcastle United, they've spent quite a bit of money this summer, and their matchday income is £25 million. Now, how does this affect how we can spend money, I hear you ask? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come off of that, and I'm going to put this full screen, and we're going to go through it. Even though the revenue is not the largest, Arsenal's is by far the highest as a percentage, and total revenue at 25%. So 25% of our annual income comes from matchday revenue, which I find staggering, absolutely staggering. When you look at the other teams, it's obviously more than Manchester United. It's more than Tottenham. Tottenham are actually second, joint with Manchester United, and then Liverpool are third, which shows that we're heavily reliant on matchday fans being in the ground, spending money. And obviously, we now can't do that. If you continue down, they've then calculated how much you'd lose if we were not to play games from now till Christmas, for example. So there we go. If we assume that all matches are played behind closed doors until the end of the year, Swiss Ramble estimate that the clubs would lose a total of £288 million. The largest loss would be Manchester United with £47 million lost. Tottenham come in second. And this is where I'm kind of confused with this, because Tottenham come in second, joint with Liverpool, and then Arsenal are £1 million less. So if we don't play another game at home between now and the end of the season, where fans are, between now and the end of the year, so 31st of December, where fans are not allowed in the ground, we're going to have lost £35 million. Tottenham 36, Man United 47, which asks the question as to, when you see that and you see Liverpool, you see Tottenham, you think, okay, so how are you both buying players? The difference is their wage bills are not completely shafted like Arsenal. They haven't got players that are coming towards the end of their careers that are on stupidly high wages that they can't get rid of. So a loss of revenue on match day for Liverpool isn't necessarily a massive thing. because they haven't got a stupidly high wage bill. Arsenal's wage bill, I think, is the 3rd or 4th highest in the Premier League. Look at the state of our squad. We're overpaying bang average dross. Way too much money we're paying them compared to the likes of Tottenham. I think Tottenham's wage bill is way down. I think it was our 8th highest wage bill in the Premier League. It's crazy. And then when you go down, let's continue on. There we go. Here we go. So there has been some talk that fans will not be allowed back to the stadiums until the end of March next year. If that was then the case, the clubs in the Premier League would lose £451 million. The largest losses would be Manchester United again, 72, Liverpool and Arsenal, 55, and Tottenham, 54 million. Chelsea and then Man City come in after that. So the longer it goes, the higher up the pecking order we're going in terms of match day losses. We then continue on and we go down. If the whole season was to be played behind closed doors, Arsenal would then come in 3rd, joint with Liverpool again, ahead of Tottenham again, and well ahead of City and Chelsea. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking like, okay, cool, no dramas. We've already got one of the highest wage bills in the Premier League. We've now got a potential whole season of no football with fans, because listen, it is a possibility. Let me take that off the screen. It is a possibility that we could go the whole season with no fans in the ground. Arsenal are way too heavily reliant in terms of percentage of match day fans being in the ground, which when I see that and 25% of our income, I never knew it was that high. Real talk. I thought it was a lot less than that. I thought it was maybe about 15%. I did not realize it was 25%. Don't get it twisted. I still want Arsenal to go and spend some money. I still want Arsenal to go and buy players. I still want to compete for the best trophies. But this is where the problem lies. We've mismanaged our money for over a decade. We've got a player that's on 350 grand a week who can't even get in the League Cup squad. Is he going to be registered for Premier League games? Who knows? Is he going to leave? No. Are we going to be able to get money for him to sell him? No. Are we going to have to keep paying him? Yes. Can we buy him out? No. It's going to cost about 13 million quid to get rid of him. So when Arteta stood there after the Aston Villa game, and I'm not blaming Arteta, don't even think I'm blaming Arteta, but when he stood there and said, we've got a plan in place for Champions League football, we've got a plan in place for Europa League and a plan for no football in Europe for the transfer market, well, is that actually the case? Or has he been told that's the case? Because they're not going to have surely given him the full ins and outs and the repercussions of no football fans being in the ground. I'm looking at it thinking, if our wage bill was, say, £100 million less, or even £70 million less than it currently is, we would quite comfortably be able to go out there and go and buy Hussein Mawar and Thomas Partey. The fact and reality is, our wage bill is knackered. And we have got way too many bang average footballers on this payroll, which means our hands are kind of tied right now. Very similar to Manchester United. Yeah, Man United fans are up in arms. They're going absolutely nuts. And rightly so. Listen, our fan base and their fan base are two of the biggest fan bases in world football. We're two of the biggest teams in the Premier League. In England, we are Man United are first. We're the 3rd biggest team in England. The fact that we're both sat here and we've spent a joint total of about £60 million gross out, yeah, is an absolute shambles. And it just shows how poorly run our finances have been. Both clubs, not just Arsenal, but both clubs for the last decade. You know, they've got an owner that don't care. We've got an owner that don't care. Their owner takes massive dividends every season. Ours don't really take anything out. And we have spent a lot of money. They've spent a lot of money. The problem is we have spent our money, and so have Man United, on bang average players on top draw money. And when everyone got on my case, when I was crucifying Wenger and saying that he set us back a decade, maybe now you can see that he has. Because a lot of these cock-ups were down to him, to Ivan Gazidis, the board that are still there. You can throw Raul Sanhaley in there. You could throw Emery in there. Emery was a puppet. Let's be real here. Emery didn't get the players he wanted. Arteta's not getting the players he wants. Arteta's got no say in that, apparently. Unai Emery had no say in that. Arsene Wenger and Ivan Gazidis have done a lot of damage to this football club. And don't be shocked if we don't sign Houssem Aouar and Thomas Partey. If we do, then it would have been because we've got rid of a lot of crap. I can't see it happening in 10 days. I'm sorry, I really can't. And yeah, man, I was kind of shocked when I see that 25% of our annual income stream is coming from people going to the football stadium every week or every other week. Unbelievable. Yeah, I know they couldn't legislate for a pandemic happening. I get that. So obviously their business model was geared towards the stadium being rammed every week. I completely get that. But a quarter of your income, wow, unbelievable. Let me know what your thoughts are on it. I'd love to know what you guys think. I mean, like I said, we have mismanaged our money so bad. In the last 4 transfer windows in the summer, we've done nearly £500 million before this one. £500 million. We've done £455 million in the last 4 summers. So we are spending. Look at the state of our squad. Then compare our spend to Liverpool. They're light years ahead on half the money. But listen, I could waffle on about this for another half an hour. I'm not going to, because I'll end up getting angry over it. Brace yourselves. It's going to be messy this season, and I'm not talking Lionel. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel if you're new. Make sure you stick the notification bell on. Make sure you stick a thumbs up on the video. Lee Gunner 82 on Insta. Download Flick. Make sure you check that out. I'll be back again about lunchtime tomorrow. All have a wonderful